this morning. Thank you for the update, Max.
Well, it is hard to believe that it is not just the end of the parliamentary year here in Canberra, but it's also the end of what was an election year. In May, of course, we had the return of a significant number of independent MPs in the lower house, and one of those is the member for Fowler, who is from Western Sydney, Dai Le, and she joins us here in Canberra. Dai, welcome to the program.
Thank you. Great to be here.
Very broad question. I mean, in this week we've had a debate about environment laws. We had a senator wearing a burqa in the Senate. We had a senator and Barnaby Joyce cooking steak on a grill. We had serious discussions, silly discussions. What do people in your electorate make of what happens here?
Look, they don't make anything out of it because obviously they don't tune into what's going on in Canberra. I often say that we do live in a Canberra bubble. Majority of people in electorates like Fowler in Western and South Western Sydney, people are focused on the cost of living. Families come to see us around, you know, their bills, about struggling to pay a mortgage, about the lack of public transport. Our hospital, I had an email yesterday from a constituent who said, can you please make a representation? I think his wife had a broken ankle, took her to Fairfield Hospital, and they had to wait for 6 hours. There were shortages of doctors to care for her and to get her admitted. So our hospital system, and I have been calling for increased funding from the Commonwealth because you know, they would say that the hospitals is part of a state issue. However, there is a Commonwealth funding that is available as well for state hospitals, and I think that something has to be done because we don't have enough specialists even in Western Sydney to deal with, you know, complicated issues, and we have a lot of chronic illnesses in Southwest and Western Sydney. So these are the issues that really impacts the daily lives of people and small businesses. Huge number of small businesses there who are struggling to pay the increased costs in energy. And you know, while we talk about the 3 free hours and the home batteries, which for families, you know, who can afford it, like mine, is great, but there's still about 80% of the population who can't afford batteries, and businesses can't afford batteries. So
that's a big list of things that your electorate wants to see done. I mean, do you talk to the government and say, hey, come on, you're not reflecting some of the concerns of not just your electorate, but I imagine a whole swathe of Southwest Sydney?
Look, I do. I stand up there constantly, and I think probably one of the few people, independents, who really shine the lights on actual grassroots issues, but political parties do what they do best, which is being political. And as the Prime Minister said yesterday in question time, he is a political party, and there are no such thing as individuals in political parties. And as such, you don't get the individual stories of people on the ground.
As James said, a very eventful week in Canberra. Pauline Hanson's stunt. You are representing a very multicultural community. What was your reaction and the reaction of your electorate?
Look, my electorate probably wasn't watching what's going on in the Senate, let alone, you know, the House of Reps.
It feels like something like that has cut through because it ends up all over social media as well. Yeah,
look, I mean, social media is driven mainly, obviously, by, you know, of course, mainstream news on social media. But if you go to TikTok or Instagram, even in my community where they use Facebook, they'll probably be talking about other issues other than what we in mainstream are very focused on, which is what's happening in Canberra. Not in my feed, I haven't seen those things. That I mean, of course I'm here so you can see it, but...
It's a good use of parliamentary time, though, to do that sort of stunt?
Oh, look, absolutely not. I think, you know, I mean, we don't actually know how the Senate operates, so that's a separate matter. I've got no idea what freedom they get to do what they do, but I think both the House of Reps and the Senate, we really need to focus on grassroots issues and look at what's really impacting the lives and livelihoods of families and small businesses in communities like ours. So for me, it's just focusing on that and making sure that the message is hammered to the point that they're so pissed off and annoyed with me being there. Well, I'm there when they didn't want me to be there. As you know, at the May election, you know, they threw the kitchen sink at me. And I'm just very honoured that the people, despite the country went red, there was a red wave across the country. Fowler, which was a very safe Labor seat, no longer, you know, second-term independent. So I'm very honoured, and I will use my time wisely to really fight for the issues that matters to the people of Fowler.
Dai Le, thank you so much for joining us this morning. We appreciate